What's up, guys? Welcome to an emergency pod of the arena to talk about the economy crashing. What's up, guys?
What's up,
Not much.
Noah?
It's been interesting. I woke up today and the first thing I did was sell like $8,000 worth of stock. That is the
Based.
first thing I did this morning before I got out of bed because I was just like, just like, I don't like this. But just to give everybody a little context, if you don't know, it the market rebounded a little bit towards the end of the day, but just in general, we have seen a massive drop in the Dow, almost 2%, a massive drop in Nasdaq in the last month. I believe in the last 3 months, it's like negative 6% or something like that on the Nasdaq. And just every single metric that we have to track how the government is doing, how the economy is doing, has gone down. Gold prices are down. All the bonds are not doing well. And most importantly, people just do not have faith in the economy. Morale is down nationally, and people are just not wanting to spend their money because they're fearful of what happens next. And obviously, a lot of this is indicative of Donald Trump's policies. And I will let you guys like share your thoughts or opinions or feelings on all of this in a second. But money is really the only thing that can sway minds in the capitalistic setup that we have in this country. And Tesla's going to get shorted. Other stocks are getting shorted. There are multiple like multi-billion dollar hedge funds that took a bet when Donald Trump became president to short the economy. And they are going to make bank this week because it will happen. It's already starting to happen. And I think all of these CEOs, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, all of their stocks are going to be the first ones to go. And I think they're going to get called into their board and get reamed out for what they're doing right now, and because it's wildly unpopular.
Yeah, and I mean, but I think the unfortunate thing is currently, we're just in an era where popularity doesn't matter. I mean, Trump's popularity or poll ratings can go down, and I don't think it'll affect him in any way. He's not going to change his targets. He's not going to do any of that stuff, which I think is very unfortunate. But I mean, just keep pouring the pressure on him, I guess.
See, oh, I'm sorry, Connor. I just want to say one thing. I think that I just think that yes, popularity is not great or his isn't great and all of that. At the same time, money, money matters more than literally anything in this country, which sucks, but that's just the case. And if everything is going down, the rich people that control his ass will be able, like, it's already working. Conrad brought it up right before we started recording. They're already saying, yeah, we'll probably backtrack on some of these Canada and Mexico tariffs because last time Donald Trump unfortunately had a little bit of a mandate in 2017. So other countries around the world were scared. This time, no one gives a single flying fuck because they know how unhappy most Americans are with him. And they know that the world as a whole needs to stand up to the little fascist attempt from these dumbasses that's happening here. And
Hmm.
they're standing up to him and they're going to win.
And oh, I'm sorry, Conrad.
Oh no, man. I mean, I pretty much agree with what everybody's saying. I mean, where people are gonna see it is when they go grocery shopping this weekend.
Yeah.
Like instantly. Instantly. And the thing is, like all of the domestic products, they can charge more now too.
Oh yeah.
And they will. Everything's gonna go up with these tariffs. And man, like we don't have that much money to spend. I think consumer spending has like really contracted. I think what Americans can save, they're saving right now because we don't know what's going on. And like to have a successful, thriving economy, we need to have trust in our economy. We need to be able to forecast at least more than a day or two out, depending on what this like orange dude wants to do. I mean, it's just disgusting.
Not exactly, and it's terrifying too. Like you're right. I mean, even stuff built in America are going to be. They're going to find a way to raise prices. Look at 2020. They did it before. They're going to do it again. And even stuff where they know they can raise the prices, there's going to be shit where prices will just go up naturally. Like I'm going to use the example of gas. Canada's our number one. We're they export the most oil to America. We import most of our oil from Canada. So the fact that we're putting 25% tariffs on oil is fucking crazy. Gas right now where I'm in the suburbs of Houston right now, right? 2.46 a gallon. Just keep an eye on that. I'll keep telling you the gas prices every week, but it's 2.46. So if the tariffs continue, just expect that to go up to $3, $4, maybe even $5. I don't know.
And I think both of you guys hit the nail on the head. Egg production is only down 4% from the bird flu. That does not constitute pricing eggs at $8 a carton. However, all of the egg companies are making millions of dollars extra profiting off of a crisis. And once again, if my favorite stat right now to explain all of this is 21% of American adults are illiterate and 22% of American adults voted for Donald Trump.
That's fucked
That
up.
that is my favorite stat. And if just some of them could read or reason, they would have realized that one of her biggest platforms for the economy was going after price gouging.
I think it's easy to be mad at the voters, and I 100% see why. You can be mad at Trump voters because obviously we were biased. We worked on the campaign, but like I, I'm not gonna solely blame them. They had hope, and hope is a fucking amazing thing to have, right? And they trusted the man, and they got duped. And unfortunately, I would rather turn the other cheek and be like, look, join us. I'm not gonna yell at you that much.
I think it's just important. Yeah, leave the door open. We all got to learn from this though.
Yes,
Like
yes, 100%.
it's been a decade of this. It's been a decade of like broken promises, empty promises, just pivoting left and right, defining the narrative. And it's just kind of like, hey, like this man has to pony up. And right now, he is hurting all of us.
Exactly. And
I once again, and I it's gonna inconvenience me and my family. It's gonna inconvenience every single person in this country, and quite honestly, everybody in the world. But
everyone except billionaires,
yep, I
except
mean
Trump's main base, they're not going to be affected.
that's fine. But if there's a massive run on the economy, their bottom line will also be going down because
And their bottom line is going to be
the
going down, but they'll still be a
the
billionaire.
biggest way that billionaires avoid paying tax is through owning tax and getting their money through unrealized gains than anything else. That is how Elon Musk's net worth has like inflated to this number. So if Tesla stock crashes and say we can collectively, if people are shorting it, which I hope they do to high heaven, I hope they make like even if Tesla stock goes from like $300 to 200,
Mhm.
even $100 drop in Tesla stock would be earth shattering for Elon Musk and his way of life. It would be earth shattering. It would be the best message that you can send. And the other thing that I just love is happening in this country right now, strengthening the economy a little bit. I love that we're not giving them a moment of peace in their like daily lives. I
Yeah.
love that they're getting bombarded on the internet. I love that we're camping out outside of their houses. I love that while Donald Trump was walking to the floor, someone in the Capitol building held up a sign that said this is not normal until a Republican took it away.
That's
Right?
good.
Well,
I
that's
l-
that's
I love that they're doing that.
that's what we need to do because none of this
Yeah.
is normal. We
Because
cannot
No, not at
comply in
all.
advance. We need to be
the
like, hey, this shit's kind of fucked up.
And this is why I'm so pissed at like Hakeem Jeffries and just the Democratic leadership. I mean, yeah, the people are doing it. Democratic voters, average Americans. Where the fuck is Hakeem Jeffries? It's been another week and we haven't heard a single thing from him. He went on Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow called his ass out. Still hasn't done a single thing about it. I mean, at this point, it's kind of wild. But the leader of the Democratic Party is what, 82-year-old Bernie Sanders? I love
mm-hmm.
Bernie. I'm a Bernie bro for life, but for fuck's sakes, that man is old as hell. We need
Yep.
new leadership. We need our leadership to step up, and
That's
they're not doing that.
that I that's why I keep thinking I this is emblematic of where the Republicans were 12 years ago, or not 12, but like
No,
14,
I know what you
15
mean.
years ago, right?
Yeah,
They had a large sect of the party that was very, very unhappy with the leadership and not getting the changes that they wanted. and they made their voices heard at town halls. They did all of those things, but they also put pressure on him. And Republican leadership at the time was way too slow to react. They stayed stuck in their own ways, and then they got kicked out so quickly.
Yep.
And I think I think that there's a chance that even next year in the midterms, we see some of these people getting primaried. And I hope that happens. And I hope that the good billionaires that we have on our side, like Mark Cuban and some other people, I hope they facilitate that change as using their platform and also using their money.
I agree. And I mean, as someone on the left who unfortunately has been on the left for a while, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I hope the left primaries out a bunch of these people. I hope we get someone like a Gottheimer primaried, someone just like terrible people on in the House who just actively go out there and hurt the average American. But none of this will happen if people like PACs like APAC or PACs like just shit like that will spend money in Democratic primaries. I mean, I hope so, man. I hope so. I don't
I
know. I'm
mean,
very doomer today.
it's okay. This is high doomer time. It's hard not to be a doomer. It's just hard not to be a doomer right now. And but at the same time, like today, like actually outside of Friday when the whole Ukraine thing happened, which I think that should be a separate episode because going into geopolitics right now is like a whole other topic that deserves
Yeah.
like its own, hour and a half of conversation. But seeing what happened to JD Vance's dumbass on Saturday when he tried to enjoy a vacation with his family in Vermont and he got ran out of the state and went back,
It's funny.
that is perfect. That is perfect. It is funny. It is not like, endangering anybody or anything like that. You're not threatening violence against people. You're not, you're just letting them know that the American people do not fuck with what they're doing. And I
Exactly.
think that is the best because otherwise they're in their own little insulated incel little, minds on X and Truth Social and Telegram and wherever the hell they do their creepy things. Shout out Matt Gates.
Future governor of Florida. Unfortunately.
I mean, Dwayne Wade, save us. But
God.
no, dude, it's just I think we're making our voices heard, and I think for every piece of content and news item that's doom scrolling, the American public are providing opportunities of hope. And I love the idea of just whenever they walk out of their houses, whenever they look up in public, they see people being wildly unhappy with them.
Yo, shame's a really powerful tool.
It
Shame is a
is.
very powerful tool, and like people are done. People are done. And I'm really happy it's non-violent. It is a nuisance, but if it's everywhere you look, you can't ignore it. And I will say, like, when we first started this, we talked about like dominating culture, like the internet. We talked about that and how that kind of like flipped in the election. I think we're clawing that back. I think you see it in like you see it in the Super Bowl halftime show. You're seeing it on SNL. They are the punchline of every single joke. They want to portray strength, but they're clowns. And everybody sees that. They can't get anything done. They have the House, they have the Senate. Like, what have they passed?
Nothing. I mean, they have a good majority in the Senate too. For fuck's sakes, they have 53 seats. I mean, it's a party that is designed to always counter, not a party designed to govern. The Republicans have not been a governing party since 2004. They don't know how to govern, and they will never know how to govern.
You know what, to use a sports analogy, to use a soccer analogy, the Republicans are like, if you have like Bayern Munich playing against Hoffenheim or something,
Mhm.
that's what Democrats versus Republicans are. Democrats are obviously more talented, smarter, more skilled. They actually, have competence about them. Republicans, they have to counterattack. They don't possess the ball a lot. They kind of have to have a perfect counterattacking strategy, which in their case is inciting hate and all of that, making you hate trans people and blame them for all of your problems instead of, billionaires. And That's how they are able to pull off an upset every once in a while. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. But that counterattacking team, they're not gonna have a good time. They're not gonna be successful more than like 30% of the time against a team like Bayern.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, and just we need to be able to call them out on their bullshit. Like, say, hey, what the fuck have you passed? We're almost at the 100th day mark, right? I mean, what are we at? Like 50? But
Something like that.
someone probably shit. We're probably not even at a month yet. Who knows? But I mean, just call them out on their bullshit. Be like, what the fuck have you passed? All like, what is it? Most presidents, right? They pass most of their shit in the first 100 days. Uh-oh, what happened?
Al Green from Texas got removed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, Houston,
And
Houston guy. What did he do?
I think he was like waving his cane. I wasn't watching it. Um,
he kicked out a man with a cane because he got his feelings. Oh my God, he's the biggest
hmm.
he is the biggest, like, just cowardly individual of all time.
Again, they want to like show strength and they can't take any sort of
Like,
resistance. None.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, if Marjorie Taylor Greene or something says something to Kamala, or like does something during one of her speeches, Kamala is cooking the shit out of her and making her cry.
Liar.
Is
What did she
making her
do?
cry.
Fucking hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. Please let her run for Senate. Please let her run for Senate. God, and this is what the whole right and just conservative movement is. They love to bitch and moan about cancel culture, and they love talking about free speech and shit. The second a Democrat gets says something out of line, they're like, "Oh, cancel them, get rid of them, take away their free speech." It's hypocritical. I mean, just the MAGA movement in general is just all hypocritical.
I Once again though, I come out at like all of this kind of seeing the positive light in it, and seeing how Democrats and just people in general have not have not had this level of organization and, like, hate within them for good reasons, and once again using it in nonviolent ways in a really long time. And it's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah,
You want to take a
it's
break for a
very
hot second? So, in other news that kind of ties into this country's economy, Nebraska is most likely going bankrupt in the next 6 months, which is wild to think about. And just another reason that people don't realize, like, when they're sitting in Alabama or Nebraska or Louisiana and celebrating federal funding being cut, they do not understand that their states are so fucking reliant on federal funding and are literally sustainable because of that, because of things like USAID that buys their farmers products and sells it to other countries. And Donald Trump saying good luck farmers basically today is like, if you want to shit on Hollywood, if you want to shit on the media, that's fine. But going after farmers and veterans, like the two most integral parts of the reason why this country exists and why it is the biggest superpower on earth, probably not anymore. I feel like we got to get rid of that title for a couple years, honestly, given Friday. But you can't shit on farmers and veterans. That's like the two groups that is just, you're a pathetic scumbag if you go after them.
exactly. And honestly, I mean, with Donald Trump just being in the office, so states like Nebraska, Iowa, it's kind of wild, but that's just like a perfect storm of making these states go broke. I mean, you're ending mass deportations, right? That's one big thing. The amount of farm labor, I think all farm labor in this nation is undocumented immigrants, right? I did debate for a couple of years. My big topic was farm labor and the visas. And I think all farm labor is underpaid, undocumented immigrants. Federal subsidies. Farms, all of our farms are subsidized. All the dairy farms, all the wheat farms, soybeans, everything is getting federal money somehow, right? That's going to fuck the farmers. The tariffs on Canada, mulch, fertilizer, shit like that. That's gonna fuck. That's gonna fuck with the farmers. I mean, we export a lot of our dairy farmers export a lot of their dairy to Canada, a lot of it to Europe. That's gonna affect the farmers. It's funny how Donald Trump is just such a perfect storm of fucking destroying our farmers, destroying everything. And people just keep voting for him because it's like he wore that John Deere green "Make America Great Again" hat.
I think it's just all of this is almost American hubris and individualism. Like we discussed this before. I like American individualism. I like the idea of the American dream, but we don't realize how reliant we all are on each other. And like that arrogance is going to be our Achilles heel. And like there are no more sacred groups, and I agree with you guys in this country than veterans and farmers.
Exactly.
There is something we will always need farmers. We will always need people who defend us, and we should hold them in high regard, and we should treat them as such too. And that's the most important part. We should treat them as such. And again, we're all going to go through this. We're all going to have some pain. We're all going to have some suffering, but the most important part of this is we get through. And when
100%.
it's all said and done, like we get through and we make things better.
100%. And I think just like we did last week, I kind of want to end on something that we're looking forward to, something good that's happening, this week in the future, whether it's like in our actual lives or just in the world. Like, I'm super excited for NFL free agency and March Madness. Both of
Oh,
those are coming up.
200%.
Oh, also, once again, I should bring this up whenever I yap in front of a mic. The LA Lakers are the biggest source of happiness that I have right now. It is awesome. But just like there's a lot of cool stuff happening in sports. I think that we're at a really good time. And then I think March Madness is going to be really, really cool because this is like the best collection of men's teams we've had in a couple of years. And I also think like women's March Madness is going to be awesome this year too. And really excited to watch both of those.
Yeah, that's fun, man. For me, honestly, not too much going on, but I do have another interview on Friday. I think that's going to be fun. Obviously, I'm excited for that. Connecticut, so we'll see how that goes. I, as well as that, me and my girlfriend are going to probably go to the beach this weekend. The Gulf of America, first time seeing that since it's been renamed. Um, but the Houston Rodeo's in town, so that's always fun. We might check that out. It's very expensive. Noah wants to bring this up really badly. Noah, go ahead.
Conrad, I don't know if you saw, but a cow escaped the
I,
Houston rodeo today and was on the loose.
I
And
saw that. You told
I
me.
I got a notification and I was in public, I was doing my job, and I literally walked to my car real quick just to scream into a phone to send a voice note to Oliver about it, and then I went back to do my job. It was really fun.
Dude, the
Nice.
Houston Rodeo is so fun. It's like just imagine a massive fair, like a legitimately huge fair at the Houston Texans and not the Alamo Dome, Houston Texans and Astrodome, right? And just like fair, there's phenomenal food and stuff like that. And then right next door, there's just a fucking rodeo with just a bunch of random cows. Me and my mom went last year. She was visiting me in Texas, and dude, just like these like weird, just weird cows. The cows with like the big humps on the back. We saw those, and I'm like, God, I need to go back. So this year I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna cosplay as a cowboy, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Let's go. Let's go. That sounds great, dude. That
Thank you.
sounds great. They probably have some great food there too.
They do, man. Houston is one of those cities where I will go to my death saying I think it is one of the most underrated food cities in America. Top three, in my opinion. I mean, we're the most diverse city in America. One of the weirdest facts that people don't seem to know. It's not New York. It's not LA. It's fucking Houston. We got everything and anything, and honestly, it's all good here.
Nice, man. You guys do it big, but you do it right down there.
Amen. Amen.
That's good, man. That's good. I'm looking forward to the seasons changing. That's my big thing. Today was I got home from work and Susan and I took the dogs for a long walk. It was like 55 degrees out, dude. This is the first time like I've seen a whole bunch of grass instead of snow. And it even like it smelled like spring. I don't know how to explain it,
I know what
but
you
it's
mean.
just not all messy like that black brownish snow from all the soot and the plow. All of that's like pretty much almost gone right now, and it really seems like we're 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 transitioning firmly to spring. We're getting out of the winter. We might have a few more days of snow, but I'm looking forward to some 50, 60-degree days, hopefully in the next few weeks. Be able to kick back, relax, maybe like grill some. That's what I'm
Dude,
really
that's
looking
so
forward
sick.
to.
Did you
That
wear
sounds so
short
much
sleeves?
fun.
No, no short sleeves. Like it's weird because like you'd be walking down the street, right?
Hmm.
There would be patches where it would be nice and warm. Then you would walk probably like 25 feet, and all of a sudden you would get like I don't know if the wind would come off the big pile of snow from like the plows and stuff like that, but it would all of a sudden get real cold. So you still needed I wore joggers and a long sleeve with a hoodie, like a more thin hoodie, and that was perfect. Um, really looking forward to hoodie and short weather. That's my jam. But
Elite
I'm not
season.
gonna lie, I could bake in like some 80, 90-degree heat too.
Dude, I
That's gonna
mean,
be later on.
honestly, Houston, obviously we don't really have winter. We have two seasons. We have summer and then not summer. Currently we're kind of in not summer right now. Today we had a pretty nice day today. It was about 70, 72. It's been about 75 all week. It is the best. I mean, until it gets to summer, then it's 100 and fucking 10. But even in the 110, I've gotten used to it. But I will say, going to Erie in the middle of July was the best feeling. That weather in the middle of the summer is so amazing. It is, oh my God. Erie, I bet spring in Erie is so great. Noah, I see you flipping me off. Sucks to suck. I hope you enjoy Wisconsin, buddy.
I would say last Monday it was 60 degrees. It was
Mm,
nice. I also have not had to wear a jacket for like a week.
Let's
nice.
go.
Now,
Dude, that's a
now,
win.
now, Thursday morning when I park in the cheap plot at the Madison Regional Airport, mind you, not international, not anything else, regional. I park in the economy lot and I walk across a massive parking lot and then I cross the street to get into the airport. Literally cross the street to walk in. I started shivering. It was cold as hell. I was wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. It was cold as hell because it was also like 4 in the morning. However, on the way back, at least the sun was out and it wasn't the middle of the night. Also, I have to reiterate, I crossed the street to get in and out of an airport. And I don't think I will ever do that again. It was wild. I crossed the street. Guys, the plane that I was in from Chicago to Madison on Sunday had two cabinets in it for the bigger carry-ons.
Oh my God,
Wow.
dude, that's funny. It was you had one of those Embraers or whatever.
It
Dude,
was it
that's
was a
hilarious.
it was a bombardier.
Bombardier. Yep, that's the other ones. The dude, that's beautiful. We
I
love that,
literally had to duck to get onto the plane from the jetway.
bro. We love that. We love to see that,
It was
man.
funny as hell.
We love to see that.
It's awesome. But hey, thank you guys for watching an emergency episode of the arena. Just yapping about the economy a little bit because it's just wild to see everything that's happening. Let us know what you guys think in the comments and how you're feeling right now. Please remember to like and subscribe. Peace.